Hello friends, welcome to my channel Fundamentals of Engineering. Subscribe this channel to explore engineering knowledge. We have started the lecture series regarding theory of metal cutting. Today we are going to discuss the part 12 of this series, that we are going to discuss types of tool wear. If you have missed earlier part regarding this lecture series, the link is available in description box. You can check the lecture series link. Now we have seen in the part 11 there are different modes of tool failures, and these failures can be measured based on the four parameters like surface finish produced on workpiece, forces induced during machining, power consumption and temperature of chip. And based on that we are getting three modes of failure. First mode of failure is failure through plastic deformation. Failure through plastic deformation. So in this plastic deformation, what we are getting, whenever the tip of the tool is experiencing temperature greater than the hot hardness temperature of a tool material. So the temperature which is induced in machining, if that temperature value is going greater than the hot hardness temperature, of tool material, then what happen? It's losing its hardness. If that temperature value which is induced in the machining, if that is greater than the hot hardness temperature of tool material, then it induce or reducing its hardness value, and considerably the tip of the tool is deforming plastically. So that is called as plastic deformation of failure. So hot hardness temperature is what? It is the minimum temperature above which increase in the temperature the hardness of the tool will be decreased. That we have seen in the first part of this lecture series. What is meant by hot hardness temperature? You can check the link. So whenever the temperature which is generated during the machining operation due to heat generation at three zones, friction zone, shear zone and tool work interface, if that temperature value is greater than the hot hardness temperature of tool material, then it losing its hardness. The tool material is losing its hardness. That is called as failure we are getting through plastic deformation. So what are the reasons to get this plastic deformation? One reason is wrong selection of tool material. Wrong selection of tool material means the temperature induced we can measure by using the tool work thermocouple or calorimetric setup or pyrometer. So if we know the temperature how much induced in the machining operation based on the workpiece properties, then we have to select the tool material which gives the hot hardness temperature greater than the temperature which is induced. So if you select the wrong material, means hot hardness temperature less than the temperature induced in the machining, then the plastic deformation will be taking place. Second reason is wrong selection of process parameters. So the process parameters which are influencing the temperature which is induced in the machining, that is speed, cutting speed, feed and depth of cut. So if you select the wrong values of these process parameters, that will give the rise in temperature, and if that rise in temperature is greater than the tool hardness temperature, then it's lose its hardness, tool material will lose its hardness, and that will give the failure of tool material due to plastic deformation. Second mode of failure is failure through mechanical breakage. failure through mechanical breakage. As we getting the part which are manufactured as a casted material, in that if the hard inclusions are there, like these hard inclusions or the blowholes which are present, if we are moving tools toward the surface and we doing the machining operation, then that cutting tool which we are using, cutting tool, when collide with this hard inclusions or blowhole, then this cutting tool may break. So that breakage or failure of the tool is called as mechanical breakage. Also, if we can applying the larger forces, if we are applying the larger forces like larger cutting forces, then we can get the chipping away of a cutting edge, chipping away of the cutting edge. So suppose this is our cutting tool. When they collide with this hard inclusion or blowholes, then at this end the tool tip will chip away. Then we are getting this, then we will get, when it is chipped away, then we will get this type of shape of a tool material. So if hard inclusions are there and if we apply the larger forces, then we will get this type of breakage of a tool, that is called as mechanical breakage. This can be, we are getting wear of tool material, or we can get due to high temperature and high stress. When we apply the cutting forces, that will generate the stresses. So if that value is greater, then the chipping away of a tool can be taking place and we will get the breakage of a tool. So that is called as failure through mechanical breakage. Failure through mechanical breakage. That is the second mode of failure, and this is the abnormal mode of failure. Abnormal mode of failure, because the failure duration, it is not repeatable. The failure duration is not repeatable. In a casted part, if we are having only this hard inclusion, blowholes, or the larger forces are applied, if the tool wear is more, the temperature which induced is higher, then because of that we'll get this plastic deformation also and mechanical breakage, failure due to mechanical breakage. So these are the abnormal mode of failure. Then third mode of failure is gradual wear. Gradual wear failure. Due to that, we are getting two types of failure. One is crater wear, wear of the tool, that is a crater wear, and second is a flank wear. First we will see what is meant by crater wear. So gradual wear failure is what? During machining operation, the tool is wearing out slowly. The tool wear we are getting, that is slowly we are getting the tool wear, and whenever the wear becomes that considerable, it can perform the machining satisfactory, that is called as gradual wear of failure. So this tool wear we are getting which are slowly, and if that wear value becomes considerable, so the tool will not perform satisfactorily, and that is called as gradual wear of failure. So this gradual wear, these are two types. One is a crater wear, another is a flank wear. So first we will see what is meant by this crater wear. So now This is our tool. This is the workpiece on which we are doing the machining operation. So these are the moving chip, and here at this point we are applying the force. So at this shear plane, the shearing and cracking will take place and the chip are moving. So here the crater wear, the major tendency for the wear is due to the abrasion between chip and the face of the tool. So this wear, crater wear, we are getting whenever there is an abrasive action between this surface of the tool and moving chip, and the face, this will be at some distance, short distance from the cutting edge, from the tip of the tool we are getting this. So this crater, which is a shallow spherical depression, is present on the surface, is formed on the surface of the tool by the action of a chip particles flowing over because of the very high temperature. So the chip which are flowing along this rake face, so this is the face of the tool. Along with that, the chip are moving, and the microchips which are generated, and the high temperature, due to that the face of the tool will be weared out and we are getting shallow spherical dispersion, or this type of wear we are getting. So this wear is nothing but crater wear. This wear is nothing but crater. So this, whenever cratering becomes excessive, the tool edge may break down from the tool. So this cratering is commonly observed while machining ductile materials. This crater we are getting whenever we are machining with a ductile materials where there is a continuous chip formation. When there is a continuous chips formation. So what are the reasons to get this crater wear? First one is presence of friction between chip and tool face. Second, due to abrasive action between microchips which present this abrasive action between microchips which are present at tool interface. Third reason might be abrasive action of fragments of built up edge. As we know, whenever the continuous chip are forming, at some times we are getting the built up edge which can be formed on the face of the tool. So that built up edge, if we are getting the abrasive action of fragments of built up edge which are present at chip tool interface, due to that also this crater wear can be arise. Fourth reason, during machining operation, these three reasons which are there: presence of friction between chip tool and interface, abrasive action between microchips present at the tool interface, abrasive action of fragments of built up edge present at the chip tool interface, and fourth will be the diffusion wear. So this diffusion wear is what? Sometimes because of the presence of atomic attraction between atoms of the workpiece and tool. The tool and workpiece and the tool material atoms are diffusing from the tool and the depositing over the workpiece, so that wear of the tool is called as diffusion wear. So there might be a reason to get that crater wear. And this crater wear we are getting at some distance. This crater wear we are getting at some distance from tool tip. Why the reason? Now you can see this is the workpiece and this is the tool which is applying the force in this direction, and due to application of force in this direction, the chips are forming. The chips are forming, and these are flowing over the rake face. So these are flowing over the rake face. So whenever the force acting by the tool on the layer of the workpiece material, the chip will be directly lifting upwards. So it is lifting upward, but because of the self weight, of the chip, it is falling down on this rake face. These are falling along this rake face of a tool. So in process of lifting and falling back, the chip which don't have any contact with the rake face of the tool, so the no friction and no abrasive action, no diffusion will be takes place. But whenever the chip is falling on the rake face of the tool, it is trying to penetrate. It is trying to penetrate at the rake face of the tool, and hence it produces large amount of friction at some distance away from the tip of the tool, which produces the shape of wear like a crater. So here we are getting shape of a wear like a crater. So which are away from some distance, So this crater wear which we are getting on the tool, which is not at the tip of the tool, away from some distance. So here we are getting this crater wear. Away from some distance. So this is the first wear which we are getting due to the gradual wear. Second, due to mode of failure, second wear we are getting, that is flank wear. So this is our tool, this is the moving chip, this is our workpiece. So this is the flank face of a tool. So whenever there is a abrasive action between the workpiece and flank face of the tool, at that point we are getting this wear. The microchips which are generated on the workpiece surface, which are machined, due to that we are getting here the flank wear. That wear of the tool will be takes place. So this wear is taking place at the flank face of the tool, so it is called as flank wear. So this wear is called as flank wear. So what are the reasons to get this flank wear? Why this flank wear is taking place? First reason is presence of friction at tool and work interface. Like this, workpiece and tool interface we are getting presence of friction, and due to that we are getting this flank wear. Then second reason, that is abrasive action of microchips present at tool and work interface. tool and work interface due to the abrasive action of microchips. You can see here the microchips which are there, and due to that abrasive action of this microchips, there may be a reason to get the flank wear and diffusion wear. Third reason, due to diffusion wear, that is attraction of atoms between workpiece and tool. Due to that, we are getting the wear of a tool. So this is the second reason. So now if you draw the graph with containing so now on the y-axis, if you draw the wear, on x-axis if you are drawn with the time, then wear we are getting like this, in this manner we are getting, that is increasing with increasing of a time. So wear of a tool is increasing with the increasing of a time. So this we are getting in a three modes, three zone we are getting. So first zone, second zone and third zone we are getting. So at first zone you can see this first zone, the wear is smaller because the sharp cutting edge is present. Due to that the wear is small. But in second and third zone we are getting the wear which is increasing, because the sharp cutting edge, due to continuous use with respect to the time of the same cutting tool, that sharp cutting edge will be wear out. So we are getting the wear tool, and due to that the wear ratio will be increased. So due to that the wear ratio will be increased. So in the first zone we are getting only the sharp cutting edge, so we are not getting any drastic wear. And in zone second and mostly in zone 3 we are getting the drastic wear due to the large contact area between tool and workpiece. Like sharp cutting edge is wear out, so we are getting the large contact area between tool and workpiece. So if you consider the gradual wear failure under the similar condition of machining, the failure duration is repeatable, hence this is called as normal failure of a tool, and failure duration is considered as tool failure. So we have considered the first two modes of failure, that is plastic deformation and mechanical breakage. These are abnormal mode of failure. So this gradual wear of failure is a normal mode of failure, and it is repeating continuously when we are doing the operation, by using the same cutting tool. So if we have seen here what are the modes of failure and types of failure. So if you like it, click on like button and stay connected, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, share the content also. Thank you very much.